There is a possibility that Donald Trump could find himself in even more legal trouble, possibly facing very serious federal criminal charges for something that has absolutely nothing to do with January 6th or the 2020 election at all. And of course, I'm talking about the scandal that was revealed last week, the IRS scandal, where Donald Trump's political enemies, including James Comey, Andrew McCabe, and Michael Cohen, were all on the receiving end of very rare forms of IRS audits that only happen to, in Comey's case, about 8,000 people a year, McCabe, about 30,000 people a year. So, very rare. It's like being struck by lightning the day after you got struck by lightning after you had just been struck by lightning. That's about how rare this would be. And we're not talking about your average run-of-the-mill audits where you have to go into your local IRS office, go over your numbers, and then they say, okay, thank you, we're good to go, bye. No, these audits, according to the reports, force individuals to produce bank records, copies of checks, receipts, and letters, effectively recreating their finances for the year in question. The process takes months and often costs thousands of dollars in accountant's fees. So again, not simple audits. These are very intense, very involved. They want every document you've ever had with regard to your finances for whatever year they're auditing you for. So, where does Donald Trump come in? His handpicked appointee to run the IRS, Charles Rettig, is the guy at the center of this scandal. And of course, the Inspector General's office has announced that they are going to be investigating this, so maybe we'll get answers. Inspector General investigations usually are garbage anyway. But Rettig is the guy that Trump put in power to run the IRS. Rettig claims that he, of course, doesn't control any of the audits. That's done by the career civil servants, right? You know, the underlings, basically. They're the ones who pick these people. I got nothing to do with this. Fair enough, right? Maybe we'll ferret that out during the investigation. But Harvard Law professor and legal expert, Lawrence Tribe, had this to say about the whole thing. He said, there's no coincidence for sure. Odds are 30,000 to 1. This kind of political targeting is a serious federal crime. The question is, who committed the serious federal crime, if a serious federal crime was in fact committed? Now, obviously, all fingers right now want to point to Donald Trump, right? He's obviously the most obvious guy. But could we prove that? In order to pin any of this on Donald Trump, you would have to be able to show that Donald Trump specifically directed Rettig to direct his underlings to audit these individuals to make their lives miserable, which means you'd have to have it in writing. You'd have to have a text message, an email, a DM, whatever it is. You've got to have that hardcore smoking gun evidence in order to link Donald Trump to any of this. If you do not have that, if you only have witnesses saying, oh, I heard him say to do that, not going to cut it in a criminal trial. It's simply not. You've got to have, again, that hardcore smoking gun evidence, and I don't know that it's going to exist here. That's the problem. Like, I seriously doubt Donald Trump wrote down, hey, Rettig, please go audit McCabe, Comey, and Cohen. Probably didn't happen. If it did happen, it was probably a verbal communication, in which case we can't prove that in court. I say we like I'm a lawyer. I'm not a lawyer, and I'm certainly not even going to be working on this case. But anyway, then, of course, you have Rettig himself. Now, if he directed any of his underlings to do these audits, then yeah, you've got him stone cold. Rettig, by the way, is still actually in charge of the IRS. Not sure why Biden hasn't done anything to, correct that, but he's still there. But again, if there is that smoking gun evidence, then yeah, this is serious federal crime. This is abuse of power. This is all sorts of different things that you could hit Donald Trump for. But that's a big if. While I think, personally, my opinion, did Trump probably order this? Yeah, he probably did. But would we ever be able to prove it? Unfortunately, I seriously doubt it. This is Hattie. Hattie wants to know why you have not subscribed to our channel. You obviously like our videos, so do us a favor and subscribe.